We're here at NAB 2017 at the Aputure booth with our friend Ted. Ted, you've got another thing to talk about here. I've had so many questions about this. Can't wait to talk about this.
So before I get into it too, an apology is in order. I'm sorry. We're just trying to get it out as quick as we can. We keep finding little tweaks and ways to make it better, and it just keeps getting delayed. I'm sorry. If you believe it, we made those videos where we were showing people how to use them for effects. We made those to be planned at the same time as when they came out, and even we are surprised by how they get pushed back.
I will say, if it's okay for me to say
Go
this,
for it.
I got a prototype.
We sent them an early unit.
It's actually really solid, even as a prototype, the early prototype.
Yes.
And there's some things you wanted to go back and fix, and so I actually appreciate that. Like, pull back, let's get it right, and then release it.
Because if we release it right away, and there's a problem or there's something we could have done better, we can't bring it back, you know? So
let's talk about what's awesome.
Okay, first time we're showing this ever, this is the Mini 20C. Okay. So this is the bicolor version of the Mini 20. Now, what's so cool about this is that in this size, as a single source, there's nothing else that's bicolor, period. It doesn't exist, and the reason is because to get a single source bicolor, you gotta have two chip on board LEDs, 132, 156, and usually you'll go between the two. Problem is that you get two shadows. Ugly.
Ugly, not good.
Yeah, and the bigger lights do it, but they have like a glass or they have some Fresnel that'll warp the light together. And then two, you gotta make sure that the light is mixed too. You can't have the left side of your image tungsten, you can't have the right side of your image daylight. Which I've seen this happen on LEDs that get made. So this took us some time, but basically we found a way to get a single source LED that's both tungsten and daylight. So one, on the outside, we have a daylight LED, and on the inside, we cut a hole, it's a ring, and on the inside, we have that tungsten LED.
Okay.
One shadow now, no matter how you dim it. And to make sure that the outside isn't just blue and the inside isn't tungsten, what it goes is that on the side of here, we actually have a silver mixing chamber. The light goes in, mixes around in the chamber, and then comes out. Now, you are going to suffer a little bit in terms of intensity. You're going to lose about half the intensity of what you had in the Mini 20D. But, you know, if you need that bicolor, which we understand, a lot of people do, wedding photographers, wedding videographers, I see it all the time. You go from indoors to outdoors, chapel to outdoors. It's just useful, and we wanted to give you guys the option.
Absolutely.
And we couldn't launch them all together because we wanted to do kits where there was daylight and tungsten in the same one, and I don't know, we tried. I'm sorry, we're trying. Okay. So on the side here, we didn't want to complicate it, though. So on the side, you can change the intensity as before. And if you click here, I can now change the color temp. So super easy, goes from 32 to 56. And just to show you guys the effect, and I know we showed it a little bit last year, but on my shirt we'll see this LED. Oh, one more thing before I do that. On the back you can spot and flood the light as well. So on my shirt I'm going to spot between 20 to 80. So on my shirt you'll see it. I'm going to turn this knob and you should see the light spot and flood.
There we go.
And then if we go the other way, we'll see that spot. So super easy, 20 to 80 degree beam angle. If I flood it all the way, because it is that single source LED, it makes really nice lines. Really nice lines, perfect as a hair light, perfect as an accent light. And with this infinity wheel here, I can rotate that anywhere I want, get those accent lights, make it really easy, put a slash on the back wall for the interview. Choice is yours, really.
What's cool too is that you have a readout, so you know where you're at here in terms of dimming, in terms of color temp, and in terms of zoom.
Absolutely.
You know, where you're...
A lot of, huge. We're trying to just make it a little more precise, not just 20% or 30% anymore. In terms of power too, 5 volt to 18 volt. 5 volt means that you can take, if you have an adapter, we're going to provide those laptop and cell phone power. 18 volt means you can take Anton Bauer and V-Mount batteries. It's going to ship in a kit with all of those adapters along with it in a case.
Nice.
3 light kits. We're pushing. We gotta make them. And I know we're promising dates, but I got to give something, and we're pushing as quick as we can.
Okay. Brilliant. All right. One last thing, I guess. So build quality is rock solid, like we would expect on the Aputure lights. We've got the aluminum here.
No. So this right here is actually going to be a plastic.
It's going to be a plastic. Okay.
This is a plastic. We've got a little bit of. It's like a nylon encased plastic.
Oh, okay. So keeping it really lightweight, though.
Keeping it lightweight. It is an accent light, and we also wanted to keep the cost as low as possible because the closest thing that you have on the market right now is kind of a dado light, and those are like $2,000, $3,000 lights. We wanted to keep the cost as low as possible. We're looking at the $200 to $300 price range. We're going to do the best we can, though.
Awesome. Okay, Ted, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Curtis.
Appreciate it.